Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are back, and this is another video sponsored by our mates over at Surfshark, who have a great Black Friday offer for you guys this month. So keep it locked for that. But this video is 10 reasons why I think Mauricio Pochettino is the best choice for Manchester United's next permanent manager, whether that's in the next month or so. If we could make that happen, we're hearing rumours it could be a possibility, or whether it's at the end of the season after we have an interim manager in charge. I'm going to tell you why I think Mauricio Pochettino is the best choice for Man United. And look, I know we've had links to Erik Ten Hag, Zinedine Zidane, and I've told you guys before, I think those guys are great coaches and I'd love them at Manchester United as well. We've also had links to Rodgers. I'm not so keen on that idea. But Mauricio Pochettino is the name that gets me a little bit more excited. And I'm going to tell you why in this video I think he's the best choice for Man United. But before we do that, as I said, Surfshark have a great Black Friday offer for you guys. Now, if you don't know what Surfshark is, it's a VPN. Now, with this, you get a little bit more security online. And as you can see by my tan, which is slowly fading now. I say slowly, it's quickly fading. It's so cold here. When you're away, like if you want to watch something that's on ITV or BBC, things that are, you know, you can't watch in other countries, then you can just switch your location to the UK and tune into those things while you are away, when you maybe can't sleep because the hours have changed and all that. Also, if you don't live in the UK, and sometimes you see BT Sport or Sky Sports tweet goals, post goals on Facebook, and it will say you can't watch this because you're not in the right location. Well, what you can do is change your location to UK and then watch those goals as well. I do it when I can't watch some of the Italian goals and goals from other countries. It has many other great features, and the offer for you guys using the promo code McKola over at surfshark.deals/McKola, you will get, remember this was 3 months extra free, you will get 4 months extra free plus 83% off over at Surfshark using the promo code McKola, MCKOLA, and of course head into the link that is in the description below and on the screen now. So it's a great offer, great Black Friday offer. If you haven't got on Surfshark yet, what better time to do it than now? Anyway, let's get stuck into this video like I said, and these are 10 reasons why I think Mauricio Pochettino is the best choice to be Manchester United's next manager. In at number 1, now I know you shouldn't just go giving the job to people just because they want it. Otherwise, I'd have a sniff. You know what I mean? I want it more than anyone. I'm not a great coach. But Mauricio Pochettino clearly wants the Manchester United job. He's met with Sir Alex Ferguson before when he was at Spurs. He's constantly been linked to the club. For whatever reason, it hasn't happened. He hasn't been available at the time, or United haven't approached him. We gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job, obviously after that run that he went on. And it felt like Poch could have been the man at that point. Now he still wants the job. And the fact that he's at PSG and we're hearing, you know, briefs to the press that, yo, I would be all over this Manchester United job if you guys approach Paris Saint-Germain. It excites me. Now I know there's a little bit of that where he's not happy with the structure at Paris, and he feels like with Leonardo's influence there, he doesn't get as much say as he would want. And he'll get a little bit more say on what goes on at Man United. Of course, we still have the influence of the likes of the Glazers and Woodward, if however long he's sticking around, Richard Arnold, Murto, etc. But he gets more of a say on players that come in and those kind of things. It's also a job he's dreamt of before as well. So him wanting the job and actually saying to another club in Europe who are competing for big trophies, and you know, they've got all the resources in the world to make things happen. They've got Neymar, Mbappe and Messi, and he's saying, I want to come and coach McTominay and Fred. That says a lot to me. So in at number 1, the fact that he wants United, I think, is massively important, because you're hearing about Zidane and he doesn't. Poch does. Number 2, I think his football and his style of play would be something that appeases Manchester United fans. You know, when you look at it, high tempo, high press, high energy, in and out of possession, very good in possession. When you think of all of his teams from Southampton to Tottenham, when they're in possession of the ball, they do great things. Obviously they have that solid foundation and they have a great defensive unit a lot of the times, but also he gives freedom to his front three. He allows his midfielders to express themselves, but you have to have that high energy, high tempo, high press on the front foot constantly. And that's what Manchester United fans want to see. And that's probably the direction we need to go in if we want to try and compete with the likes of Thomas Tuchel and Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. Now, I'd still put Poch just behind them, but out of most managers in the world, he's probably closer to them, do you know what I mean? So I think his style of football is one that would fit in with Manchester United fans and suit our squad a little bit more as well. We were spoken about, you know, Conte potentially coming to Manchester United. And if United fancied him, it feels like it would have been a more short-term option. But the style of play would have been one that maybe we wouldn't have been happy with. So I think the style of play is something that would appease a lot of people as well and probably give him a little bit more time. In at number 3, despite the fact that I said his style of play and the good attacking things that you have about that, I think he also sorts out the defence. And we've seen our defensive units, the structure in our defence is lacking. It's gone AWOL. Now, we know his fullbacks, and he likes to get his fullbacks pressing high up the pitch and being able to deliver good crosses and get involved in the final third. What does that mean for Aaron Wan-Bissaka? But, you know, he's managed Luke Shaw before and got Luke Shaw playing some great football. And when you look at his centre halves over the years as well, they've all been pretty solid, all of them. And that's down to what he does with them as well, I think. Obviously, he's had some good players at PSG, at Spurs, and even at Southampton. But, you know, he made them a solid defensive unit first and foremost. And that comes from defending from the front, as we said before, pressing high up the pitch, engaging early, making sure you're getting on the ball, and making your life for the defenders a little bit easier. But all of his defences have been solid units as well, which is a good thing. In at number 4, I think he coaches the players and improves what we have. I mentioned before about Conte's style of play maybe not suiting United, but I also felt Manchester United's squad didn't probably suit him. And you feel like this squad would suit Pochettino and what he would want to do a little bit more. Of course, he'd still need to bring in a few players. There's still a few areas that you probably look at, maybe we need to improve on. As I said, would Aaron Wan-Bissaka have a future under him? You know, yes, Poch can coach him and improve him, but, you know, you're going to look at players possibly coming into some of those positions, the midfield position. But he improves what we have as well. When you look at the work he did with the likes of Son and Kane and Ali, he could be massive for Greenwood going forward, for Rashford. Maybe he can get something going with Martial, Donny van der Beek, players that have been on the fringes again. So I think he's well suited to our squad and the talent and the players that we have. Because look, we know we've been in a bad position at the moment and it's not been great football at times. But the one thing that we do know is we've got a squad that is pretty good and should be performing a lot better than it is. And I think it's suited to what he would need to do. I don't think he'd need to make a whole host of signings in order to implement what he wants. In at number 6, I think he suits working with difficult boards at times. And that sounds weird because we mentioned how the sporting director at PSG could be the reason why he leaves. Now, I think at United, he maybe gets that bit more power. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a say in, you know, who come, who went, and all that kind of thing. And I think he'd have that power, which he doesn't have at Paris Saint-Germain, which would appease him. But he's also used to working with difficult boards. He got Spurs to a Champions League final. Spurs to a Champions League final. They didn't spend much money around that time. They didn't really get to improve the team that much. Yet, he continued to improve in terms of results and success on the pitch. So I think him being used to working with difficult boards, unfortunately, any manager that comes to United has to be. When you hear about Conte, when you look at the way things ended with Mourinho, you need someone that's kind of going to be able to be flexible enough to work with the clowns that we have in charge. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. In at number 7, for me, no trophies, no problem. Now, obviously, you want a manager that's used to winning trophies. And the fact that, look, he's looking to walk away from his first league win. At the moment, PSG are sitting pretty and clear at the top of League One. And, you know, he could easily stay there and say, oh, now I can get this trophy. If he looks to come to United mid-season, he's looking to overlook that trophy. But nevertheless, you probably don't get credit for winning a league title with Paris Saint-Germain. But I don't think that's much of an issue. When you look at the teams he's managed, Espanyol, he went in, relegation threatened. He keeps a mid-table. I think it was 10th. You know, Like, being able to do that with that team. What he did with Southampton and their players. Look what he did for players like Klein and Shaw and Schneiderlin. Playing some fantastic football. You know, utilising the likes of Ricky Lambert, I think it was he had at the time up top. Like, being able to play some fantastic football with them, get some big results against big teams. With the Southampton side that, you know, you wouldn't expect to win trophies. Then you look at Spurs. Look at them since he's left. He left them when they were in a Champions League final the season before. I know the season after it didn't start off well, and that's why he got sacked. But, you know, Spurs never win trophies, and he got them to a Champions League final. And I know there's been comments in the past where he kind of doesn't focus on maybe the League Cup or the FA Cup. But I think United, the expectations are different. The expectations are different, and we'd enforce that out of a manager for you to take these competitions seriously. And when you look at the squads that we have, you know, Spurs weren't buying in players. Man United are always, you know, whether it's the players we want or not, looking to invest. And if he has a little bit of backing, improving the squad that we have, we should be challenging on all four fronts. And I think ultimately the football is good enough. Maybe when Thomas Tuchel, I know he won a few trophies, but went to Chelsea, would you expect him to have got the Champions League straight away? I don't think you would have. So I think with his coaching, you could get this side to a side that are winning trophies, that are improved enough to challenge. But we've tried to go down routes where we thought managers were guaranteed trophies, and they never were. We need to build something, and I think he does that. In at number 8, all of his teams are hard working, aren't they? They all are hard working. Whether it's the defence, midfielders, attackers, whether you're pressing from the front foot, whether it's looking to regain possession, whether it's when you're in attack and the fullbacks are bombing forward, your defensive midfielder then has to utilise his brain and his nous to sit in between the centre halves. Then your fullbacks, if you turn over possession, have to get back. You have to work hard in his teams. And at times, this season particularly, maybe not for the full 3 years under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we haven't seen a Man United team that's been working hard, and we need to change that. So for me, him getting on the training pitch with this team and getting them back to working hard, massively important. It's a basic, you know, it's a basic, but we need it. In at number 9, now a lot of people bring this up. What happens to Cristiano Ronaldo? Will the new manager like him? I think Poch and Ronaldo would get on like a house on fire. When I've mentioned it in this video already, Ricky Lambert, what he did with him. When you look at Kane, what he did with him. Now, I know Kane became one of the best strikers in the world at his peak. But Cristiano Ronaldo, his movement is second to none. And what you see from Pochettino's sides are teams with creative wingers that are going to commit people, wingers that are going to get deliveries into the box. He utilises his attacking midfielders as well, gives them freedom. And I think with someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, being able to use his movement, drifting out wide or drifting into back post, those kind of areas, is going to get goals for fun in a Pochettino team. I don't see any issues with that at all. And I think he'd be absolutely fantastic. And continue to be, he's been for us. When people try and blame Cristiano Ronaldo for United's form, it's bonkers. Man's got 10 goals for us already. Without him, we're not going. And I know you play someone else if you don't play Ronaldo, but we're not going through in the Champions League without his goals. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo is still a massively important player for anyone, for whatever team he would be at, and especially for United. And I think Poch would utilise him and utilise him well. I also think Poch would have the respect of players like Cristiano Ronaldo and that, because I think he's widely regarded around Europe for his managerial ability. As I said before, he got Spurs to a Champions League final. Spurs. In at number 10, we've kind of alluded to this before, but I think he developed the young talent that we have at Man United. When you look at the likes that we've already got in the first team, Greenwood, Rashford, even the likes of Donny van der Beek, who have kind of been on the periphery, haven't got a chance at United. He's spoken highly of him. I think Martial probably comes alive again under him, Pogba. But you look at the young players that we've got coming through in this team, the Hannibal Mejbris of this world. I think even those guys will get an opportunity under him eventually, and develop really well under his coaching. We've got so much talent coming through. When you think of the fullbacks, Laird, the young Spanish lad that we've got coming through, those guys will get a chance potentially. Does Diogo Dalot become a different player under him? Because we've seen what he can do with players. So I think he'd develop younger players really well. Not just those that are already in the first team, but also those that are breaking into the first team as well. So there you have it, guys. 10 reasons why I think Mauricio Pochettino should be the next Manchester United manager. Don't forget, thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. You can go and get their new Black Friday deal, which is 83% off, 4 months extra free, by heading over to surfshark.deal/McKola, and of course entering the promo code MCKOLA, that's McKola, and you will get that deal. If you haven't got any yet, now's the time, innit? Thank you to those guys for sponsoring the video. Thank you to you guys for watching this video. Let us know who your first choice is for Manchester United manager next. Is it Mauricio Pochettino, Zinedine Zidane, Erik Ten Hag? Is it somebody else that we haven't discussed today? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And fingers crossed, we'll be speaking very soon about Pochettino being Man United manager. Hopefully. Knowing our club, they mess it up, innit? See you later.